have obviously got the challenge since the election where governments, both at Westminster and in Scotland, have had to release prisoners earlier than expected because of overcrowding and because of overcapacity in prison.
But this is more about people released in error, though.
Yes, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that challenge, or those additional people being released, means that there's potentially confusion around who's entitled to be released and when. So I think there is an aspect where government policy has made some of these challenges more difficult. But you're absolutely right. And I do agree with Labour in this regard, where there has been long-term underinvestment in criminal justice. And that's just simply because, governments are responsible for making political decisions, and the Conservatives knew the challenges and chose not to make the investment. But, these are individuals that have been released in error, and obviously there's a training and competence aspect to this as well. How has this been allowed to happen in the processes? It will be a shortage of staffing too, and I think it just demonstrates the pressures the criminal justice system is under. But ultimately, those pressures, if they result in a risk to public safety, that's pretty unacceptable. You have to think about it as, I suppose, invest to reduce costs in the future. How much is it costing for highly specialised officers in the Metropolitan Police to be looking for offenders that have been released in error, when actually they could be out there preventing crime from happening in the first instance? And from a Scottish perspective, although we've had a change of government in other parts of the UK, the Scottish Government, the SNP government, have been responsible for our prisons and our criminal justice system since 2007. So they've been the people that have failed to make the long-term decisions. And if we look at what's been happening in the prison estate in Scotland, Barlinnie Prison in Glasgow, which will be well known by reputation long-term to many of your listeners, the change to that, the building of the new prison, is horrendously over budget and has been mismanaged. And as a result, prisoners are in unacceptable accommodation, not being rehabilitated. But as well as that, there's that risk, or that undercapacity means that prisoners are being released before their time, because that's the only solution that the government has, and that's just simply not acceptable.